at it. These designer names. Scarapelli. Ooh, okay, Scarapelli.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
Scarapelli. Oh gosh, you guys. Hey you guys, what's up? My name is Michaela Smith Campbell, the fashion designer and founder of the fashion design brand MACK Smith, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now that Paris Fashion Week is over, we are going to be talking about the hottest Paris Fashion Week trends that we have been seeing on the runways through all these hot couture designers and brands. All of Paris Fashion Week was displaying spring of 2022 collections, and I was so flabbergasted when I honestly saw a lot of these collections, you guys. I love them so much, and I thought a lot of the couture designers really stepped up their game this year. And honestly, looking at all of these designs, I did kind of see a resemblance in the runway trends as I did previously. In some of my other videos I mentioned it, and some of my red carpet trends. Some of these spring/summer 2022 trends for these hot couture designers are also some trends that we're kind of seeing going into the fall, to be honest too, you guys. Let's get into this video. So there are so many trends to choose from, you guys, and a lot of these trends I chose based on how many designers have chosen them and had that same pattern of replicating these trends into their pieces. So the first trend that I will start off is the whole body armor trend. We saw this with Hermes, we saw this with Balenciaga and Luxe, just to name a few hot couture brands. And it's a very practical yet impractical look. I think that this really takes it up a notch because yes, it's very unique, but it's different. I mean, it's definitely shielding the wearer from people's outside opinion. That's such a bold statement, and someone who can wear this and rock it is definitely a trendsetter. And you know, the whole point of trends and creating trends is to have people wear them, you know, and become a trendsetter. So I definitely think these bold trends that a lot of these hot couture brands are bringing up on these runways are such a huge impact for the fashion industry to follow. We're seeing a lot of these chainmails and metal cutouts of big cages, and we've actually seen a couple on the red carpet. In my previous video, a couple videos ago I should say, when I was doing the Met Gala Best Dress, this whole chainmail cage wearing trend was gonna be a hot trend, and we saw supermodel Iman wear this for her Met Gala gown, how she wore that big cage with like the golden feathers on it, which looked immaculate. And so yeah, that was a trend on the red carpet, but we see these red carpets slowly coming into the runway and making a statement for the spring of summer of next year in 2022. So this is really exciting. So the next trend that we're seeing a lot on these hot couture runways for Paris Fashion Week for spring summer of 2022 is the night to day look. So for those of you who may not know what that is, it is basically wearing your pajamas as a trend and making it look fashionable and wearing it throughout the day and night. So a lot of these designers such as Miu Miu and the Y Projects had a lot of these silky slip-on dress looks that replicated a lot of lingerie pieces, you know, which are so easy to wear. I mean, I think especially after having I think we're going on to 2 years of, you know, post-COVID and, you know, the whole COVID pandemic. At this point, a lot of people honestly just want to stay looking comfortable, but yet chic and high-end, and women just want to feel sexy and these slip-on looks. So something effortless. And we've seen you know, certain celebrities such as Rihanna. Every time I think of a night and day look, I think of Rihanna always wearing like a silk slip-on, you know, dress, wearing them out at night. We see her in like all these paparazzi pictures, and she'll like pair them with like a pair of lace-up heels. I think this look really can go very far, and you can wear it in so many different ways. You can wear it doing errands, you can wear it, you know, for a date, you can wear it for a night out or during the day. So I really do think this look is really versatile, and I just love seeing it on the I just loved seeing this look on the runway, and I'm glad they're bringing it into next year. I gotta get me a silk dress slip-on, honestly, to wear it, because now it's getting a little bit colder, but you can still like honestly wear that in the fall time too, with like an overcoat or something of that sort too. So I really love this look, and I really am glad this is a staple trend piece to wear for next year. For the third trend that we have seen on the Paris Fashion Week runways are the colorful cut-out pieces. So a lot of these cut-out looks we have seen repeatedly throughout Paris Fashion Week on, you know, shows and designers runways such as Valentino, Hermes, Gabriela Harris, just to name a couple. And for these cutout looks, they are definitely a trend because I think they're very playful, and it's definitely a meant to be seen look. You know, for example, if you're wearing, I saw some dresses that were short dresses that were really fun, you know, and colorful and neon. For example, there's just one in particular I'm thinking of. Valentino had a certain look. It was a playful neon pink color, but yet it had two cutouts on the sides of the model. And I definitely did get nostalgic vibes from like the early 2000s looking at this. A lot of these fun cutouts were definitely a hot trend for the spring. I mean, I think after going through the cold seasons, you want to have something that stands out. You want to be seen. You want to take all those layers of jacket, scarves, gloves, mittens, sweaters, whatever you have on, and just show yourself, feel your skin, and just be free. It just kind of goes in and out of style, but it never completely goes away. So another trend that's popular throughout the whole Paris Fashion Week is definitely tailored and metallic sequins. So we've seen this on the runway of Paco Rabanne, Givenchy, and I think metallic somehow always creeps its way into some season, whether it's the fall winter season or spring summer season. I feel like metallic, not everybody really wears, because some people do not know how to style it, or some people may not feel comfortable in you know, metallic sequined outfits or pieces, but I always think it always sneaks its way through, you know, as a trend. So, you know, we've definitely seen this on runways. It's a very flashy statement pieces, and a lot of these trends I'm noticing have become very bold statement pieces in your face for the most part. And I do think that a lot of these brands have purposely created such a bold statement after these past few years. Another trend that we do see that's popular is the whole menswear, oversized, his to hers look for women's wear. And we've seen designers, especially these couture designers such as Thom Browne, The Row, Louis Vuitton, create this look and this ideal concept of women wearing oversized clothing that are particularly menswear and kind of like unisex clothing. These looks with women in oversized trousers or oversized dress shirts and oversized loose blazers. You'll see that for the most part, a lot of these silhouettes have remained the same, but it's giving that relaxed attitude vibe look. A woman just wants to be relaxed, comfortable, but yet have that chic, tailored look at the same time. I've noticed a lot of, and it's kind of been a trend, so I feel like I've seen this trend before. They're just reinventing it for the spring and summer, I feel, in my opinion. This trend I've been seeing, like especially this year, of women shopping in the men's sections for oversized blazers and oversized button-up shirts. I've done that on my, honestly, not gonna lie. I've shopped in the men's section for like oversized button-up shirts and blazers myself. I just love that look. I just feel so chic in it. And I definitely seen a lot of women doing this before. So to me, I feel like this was nothing new, but I just think the designers reinventing it as a trend for next year. I love getting dressed in loose button-up shirts. I just feel so like put together but yet comfortable. Something about just wearing a unisex piece, you know, whether it's a men piece or a women's wear piece. There's just something comforting in that, and it's just so much more easier to style too. So I definitely think that this whole trend is definitely a classic trend. Okay guys, so the next trend is a trend that we've seen, and keep in mind guys, a lot of trends always reinvent themselves and they always come back, whether it was a trend in the 50s, 60s, 80s, 90s, they always come back and make its way into a different form or shape of some kind. And one trend that we are seeing that is getting reinvented is the high volume 80s style voluminous trend. I mean, where there's volume, I think volume, depending on how it's styled and created, can be so chic, so sophisticated. It can be so cool, edgy. The way you style volume is really like up to, you know, your different kind of flavor or attitude or style, because I've seen people have like voluminous shirts but it looks very like classic and, you know, high-end and luxurious. But then I'm also seeing people style like funky, voluminous, you know, pants or something that can look really cool, streetwear, retro. So it's really depending on how you style this volume. So some of these voluminous looks we're seeing are from haute couture designers such as Balmain, Sarah Pelli, Isabel Marant. And a lot of these looks are, you know, overdoing, you know, big shoulder pads. I mean, I'm wearing an oversized wool overcoat right now, and it used to have shoulder pads, but I took them out. This was thrifted. I'm living for it. I'm not mad at it. So we're seeing a lot of like high voluminous collars that sometimes can look like crowns, and we're seeing big shoulder pads, we're seeing big puffy sleeves, we're seeing big puffy peplums or skirts attached to a dress. So it's all about being big, being vibrant, and we're definitely seeing with this trend the more is more attitude. And I'm also seeing, you know, designers adding more stuff onto the puffy sleeve. So not only is it just a huge, you know, dramatic bulky sleeve with big, what do you call it, big thick fabric, there's also beads, glass beads, there's also sequins to it, there's also bows. So the whole attitude of more and more is definitely, I feel, the concept for these 80s voluminous trend that we're definitely seeing a lot of. So another trend that I absolutely love, because when it comes to styling for me, I like an effortless look, but your look looks like you're doing so much more to it than what you really did to it. And this is the trend of the whole catsuit. And by catsuit, I mean something you can just slip on, skin tight, and we're seeing this really big trend, especially with Balenciaga, you know, and we've seen this trend by Kim Kardashian wearing this on the red carpet for the Met Gala, the whole catsuit, and the Met Gala after party. So that was a big trend. And I feel like for just catsuits in general, we're really looking at the silhouette of the person, looking at, you know, comfort, because some catsuits, you know, the spandex, it can be really comfortable, and sometimes, you know, with this trend, it's the whole idea of less is more. I know for the volume 80 trends, I said more is more, but designers are really going at opposite ends with these kind of spectrums. They're really playing with trends and going to extreme levels of the less is less with just a plain catsuit, and more is more with the whole voluminous vibe. Admire this trend. It is so simple. You know, I think of wearing a catsuit, especially going into, you know, coming off of the springtime when it's still kind of chilly out, but a little bit warm. I can see somebody wearing, you know, a blazer. I can see a lot of trench coats, jackets, light jackets with it, vest, depending again how you style it and what the wearer's style is. I'm seeing boots, I'm seeing, you know, I'm just seeing so much with it, like slip-on boots, some slip sliders, you know, so you can do so much with the catsuit. And I think that's the idea behind it, where you're willing to be able to pair it and style it with almost anything because it's such a simple concept. So the next trend of Paris Fashion Week Spring Summer 2022 is the mixed media looks. And by that, I mean a lot of designers mix and matching different textures and different fabrics. And when I think of this, I think of Hermes. And I remember this one look that they had in particular. It was a mixed media of leather and canvas. And not often do you think of a mixed media of leather with a canvas fabric, but I think this is very well kept, and I think it's very unique. It's not often you see that, and I like how they kept it in neutral colors. They kept it traditional. I do think that when you're mixing and matching different medias, whether it's different fabrics, different patterns, textures, I do think it's important to keep it in the same color zone, because I think when you're sometimes trying to mix so much in one, it can become very hard to style, and it can become sometimes a bit tacky. So I definitely love how Hermes, they pulled these pieces off in their collection of the mixed media. I thought it was classic. I thought this was not, the silhouettes were traditional, but the whole fabric mixing and matching was not, and I think that's what made it a trend. I think that's what made it refreshing. I think for the spring and summer, we're looking for something refreshing than this past year itself, and that was definitely a breath of fresh air, I think, looking at it. I think to the average person's eye, they might just, you know, see, you know, leather with something just plain, but I honestly loved it myself. I thought that was really unique, and it looked very eclectic too. So I definitely favored this whole concept behind the traditional silhouette but different print media. So I thought Hermes did a great job. So the last popular trend with fashion for Paris Fashion Week, of course, last but certainly not least, is one that we've been kind of anticipating, is the modern matching sets. And one designer in particular really was big on this. I'd say Christian Dior. And they had a lot of 1960s inspired pieces, and a lot of these sets were like tops with matching skirts and monochromatic colors. I did see this trend early on in this year with just my couple of past videos, monochromatic looks that I rated for best dressed looks for the VMAs as well as the Emmys. And we've been seeing a lot of monochromatic matching looks throughout this whole year, to be honest. So I think Christian Dior, he's carrying, the brand itself is carrying on that trend for next year. And I think that the whole concept behind this, it just is so much more easier when you find a top or a bottom and it has a matching set. Like, you guys don't have to do much to it. You just get like the top and bottom. It looks so chic, it looks very modern, and it's so effortless too at the same time. Sometimes you might have a matching bottom and top of two different colors, but yet you can switch those colors out with something else. So I think this effortless style is really helpful. It's really chic, and you know, it's definitely a great trend to carry on. I feel like this is gonna be a classic trend. I had so much fun doing this video with you guys. Those are all the trends that I have for Paris Fashion Week Spring Summer for 2022 collection next year, or trends next year. And yeah, I honestly love doing these videos with you guys. Over here on my channel, we talk all things fashion. We talk about trends, best dressed looks, red carpet looks. We talk about fashion illustrations, and you know, we talk about fashion news over here as well. So please give the channel a subscription. Also hit the bell notification too, so you can see when more of my future videos are dropping. Give this a thumbs up. And I really want to know, you guys, what you guys thought of these Paris Fashion Week trends in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.